So here we are in the pit box of the Porsche team, and this is it, the car, the Porsche 919 Hybrid. I mean, this is the car where all the fans around the world were waiting for, the big return of Porsche in 2014 for the WEC Championship. And it's the car number 20, which I share with my two fellow teammates, Brendon Hartley and Mark Webber, awesome guys. We spent a lot of time developing this car. I mean, the whole time of 2013 we spent to develop this car. It's the most complex car in the whole paddock. It's the most complex car that Porsche ever built, with two energy recovery systems, one from the straight and one from the brakes, and with a rather small combustion engine. Just a 4-cylinder, 2-liter turbocharged engine, very small, but a big energy recovery hybrid system. They look like proper race cars with big wings, big dive planes, big splitters, so they generate a lot of downforce, so they're very quick in the corners, but on the other side they look very slick. They're very going down the straights very quickly. At Le Mans around we go 340 Ks. I think these cars very technically advanced and a lot of fun to drive, and I will show you my seat right now. And these cars are really built to the minimum. So for us, we need a certain way to enter these cars. You see legs first, then I slide with my body into my proper made seat shell. The base seat is made by Mark Webber, then Brendon and myself, we have our own seat. I always refer to it as my child seat because it's so big. I'm a bit smaller than Mark, for example. So, and now this proper made seat is very important because we have high G-forces in the corners, very quick corners. We have up to a bit more than 4 Gs, for example, so this is pretty quick. And then I'm sitting now in a perfectly shaped cockpit. Then we have a steering wheel, a proper steering wheel with a display inside, with shift lights and a lot of buttons and switches and pedals. And we have around 26 different switches, pedals on the steering wheel. And this is just what the driver needs to drive the car and what he needs, what is important or vital during a stint. And we get a manual which is updated probably every second race, and we have to really know which switch or which button is where. And if the engineer asks for a certain switch, we have to react quickly, not to lose time, and also have to still focus on driving quickly. And next to me on the passenger side, there's my fellow co-pilot, which is the battery, which stores all the energy that we need, which is important and part of the rule, big part of the rule. And you see, you don't really take notice of it, but it's there. And the thing is, these cars are designed to be 2-seater, which is like historic for the sports cars. That's why each manufacturer, each car, they have to choose where you sit. I mean, for example, we sit on the left side, like a normal German car on the road, and the Audis, they sit on the right side, for example. So, yeah, from the rules is important, or it's based that it has to be like a 2-seater. There's a relationship between the man and the machine, but I tell you something, I mean, even though I share the car with 2 other teammates or 2 other drivers, it's always my car. And even if I'm not driving, I'm following the race, and it feels like I'm driving it, and it feels like I'm still in the race. And I think this is part of the endurance race, which is special, which you're missing if you're doing sprint race, for example. And I think that's why endurance racing is such a team sport and makes it so special. And if you have success, then for sure it's even cooler to celebrate with your team if you have a big success.